What is up, you guys? Welcome to the first video of 2020. This is what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to do something very relaxed to kind of slowly ease into the videos. I took the longest break ever from YouTube. I've never ever taken more than like 2 weeks off of YouTube. I feel so refreshed and so ready to be creative again. It's such a great feeling. What up, 2020? So let's start off with this. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to start off with some hyaluronic acid and moisturizer. My skin, dude, I've kind of just accepted it as it is for the winter, but I'm taking my Vichy Mineral 89 Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I'm going to take my Thomas Roth Vital E. It's been so good for winter. It's one of the only moisturizers this winter that I felt like actually put like some sort of a barrier on my skin before I go outside. I've been really into it. To follow up with that, I'm taking the same thing pretty much as the moisturizer, except in an eye cream version, and kind of, you know, doing the same thing. It is so nice. I'm going to take this new liquid powder by Farsali. It's like this, kind of hard to pinpoint what it is. It's like a serum to powder kind of finish, so it's basically meant to like mattify your skin and keep it non-oily throughout the day. I like to mainly just keep it right in here because that's kind of where I get oily the most, and most people get oily there. So for my foundation, I'm just going to take my Bare Minerals. This is just the Bare Pro, and this one is in the shade Light Natural. And see, this is what I already mean. This serum, it kind of has like, once it dries down, it kind of has this powdery like residue. So you want to kind of go back with it once it's dry. A bump or two. Honestly, as far as full coverage foundations go, Bare Minerals really got it down on lock. This stuff is so good. Just kind of buffing that in there with this little dome brush. This one is a Sigma Concealer Blend Kabuki. Kind of big for a concealer, but I just use it as foundation. I really go in and out of trends with foundation brushes. Like one year I'll just use flat kabukis, one year I'll just use actual foundation brushes. It really just depends. Once I get into a routine, that's kind of it. And these little like dome brushes have been my go-to for foundations. They've just, I don't know what it is. I feel like they're small enough to kind of get into like these kind of places, but they're not too small that you're like sitting there buffing your foundation for 5 hours, you know what I mean? Try to skip concealer lately as much as I can, just because I really don't want to overdo it on my skin because it's so dry already and it's so angry even though I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna go in with a smaller brush and the same foundation over the problem like red areas and kind of call it a day. And same with under eye circles. Right now I'm trying so hard not to overload my skin with product, so I'm kind of keeping it pretty low key, especially like areas like that. Under eyes get so dry already. This little guy over here, my new addition to the family. So that's just like the coverage with foundation, you know what I mean? Like that's usually enough. I'm just gonna set everything so lightly, literally so lightly, with my MAC Fix. I don't want to cake it up. I just want to kind of set everything as much as I can. And the thing with colored powders is they do tend to be a little more intense than just clear translucent ones. So I do like to set with my MAC Fix lately though, because it gives me like that little extra kick of coverage that translucent powder doesn't. So as long as you're using a light hand, like your dry skin should be fine. And then if you do go kind of overboard with that, just like spray your face with some Fix Plus or some setting spray. That'll kind of like get rid of the powdery look and feel, so it should be good. If you go too crazy, I've definitely done that. Like, it's a mess, a fucking mess. Okay, my Sunday skin is almost complete. I just want to kind of like add something. So I'm just going to take my Film Star Bronze and Glow. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury like little contour highlight palette. And I'm just going to contour super lightly with this shade. I love this shade so much. It's just like light enough and cool enough to like actually mimic contour. Most of the time contour powders are so warm and unrealistic that it just looks like you're swimming in bronzer and not contoured, like, you know, not like Snatch. I do feel like brands are kind of starting to get it though, because a few years ago there was like no cool contours at all. It was so hard to find, and now I feel like it's more and more common that brands are putting in cool sculptures rather than warm, which is like, I'm here for that. I feel like it was after Fenty made that like matchsticks in amber. Everyone kind of hopped on that, but who's surprised? I'm just gonna take some liquid highlighter and kind of brighten myself a bit. I've said that so many times, but my skin is A, dry, and B, very like flat now that I've covered it, so I want to bring some luster into it. So I'm just gonna fake the dewiness and the glow. I'm gonna take my Dior Backstage Face and Body Glow. This one's in the shade 001. Obviously any liquid highlighters work. I feel like liquid highlighters, personally, are one of those things that I literally cannot tell the difference between like a $2 one and a $100 one. I don't know why. I really just honestly genuinely think they're made identically. Obviously they're probably putting in some ingredients that make it different, but as far as the look of it goes, liquid highlighters, man, you could really use whatever. The only thing that I notice is different is like the chunkiness of the glitter and the like the shimmer in them, but I feel like even with that you could still find a really cheap liquid highlighter that looks the same. Just using this tiny little brush. This one is the Zoeva 134. I like to use the most product, of course, over here and on my nose, and then whatever's left on the brush I just kind of feather. For my brows, I'm just gonna get through them pretty quickly. I'm taking the ABH brow definer, and this one is in ebony, and then I'm just gonna set it with some brow gel. Wow, there's truly so much of it left. I still have a bit of my eyebrow lamination left. They're kind of still doing the job for me. Kind of underline them. This brow gel is a little bit too warm for my liking, but I'm gonna use it up anyway. These are just like the little Fenty eyeshadow, not quads, there's 6 of them in there. And there's so many of them. They have like the cutest shades, and I wanted to use a few of them. So this one is the number 1 or number 7? Number 7. I just love the colors that they have in them. They're like perfectly matched. I'm gonna use this one because I want to use the yellow one in it really bad, and it's just like the most weekend palette. I'm gonna pop this right into the crease and start kind of working it, building that up. I have a really weird crease on this eye because it kind of wings out a little bit. This eye like doesn't have that, so it's kind of tricky for me. This shade actually comes off much cooler on my skin than it looks in here. Now I'm gonna take the green one, which is just right down here. I'm gonna brush just like in here. I kind of want it pretty sultry as well, but I really want that green to pop because I don't want the yellow to be like too bright and cheery. I want it to be like sexy, you know? Start smudging that on the lower lash. I'm just gonna grab that yellow and start kind of blending the green with it a bit, as well as into like this inner portion. Like this like inner crease part. I'm hoping that it's kind of sheer and not super glittery. Swoop it on my lid. I'm not gonna lie, they're like patching up a bit. They're not, I hate to say that because I was so stoked on them, but once you start getting the color really on there, it starts kind of patching up. I'm just gonna line my eyes with this Charlotte Tilbury Amber Moon pencil. I'm just gonna tight line them. I never fully like rim my eyes with eyeliner just because it makes it, just closes them down, makes me look so weird. It just doesn't work for my face. I wish I had like the eyes to pull that off, but I don't. So I just kind of stick to the very outer portion. That's also why I never line my waterline, because it makes me look so ridiculous. And I totally used to do that in high school. It was not a look. This is my MAC Extreme Dimension Mascara. I swear I've been trying to like use this mascara for so long. It just doesn't end. I like to swipe everything to the side. under my eyes as well. I've been kind of on a kick with putting mascara on my bottom lashes. I don't know why. I used to hate it. It used to be like my least favorite thing. Whenever I saw mascara on bottom lashes, it would just like make me cringe. And here we are. Once I put on like a coat, I just quickly swoop it to the side just so it doesn't, once again, close my eyes down. Like already kind of close together, so if I put on all of this like makeup into my inner portion of the eyes, it'll just completely close my face down. I kind of like struggled for my lips a little bit. Oh, cat hair. Yeah. Yep. It's there. Forever probably. It's like a comfortable matte. This is Lip Master in the shade 522. I haven't actually tried the shade, so I just wanted something like kind of close to my lip color, just because the eyes are yellow and whatnot. And that is it. That is it for my face and my look today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys had a great new year. I hope your holidays were dope. I hope you got some rest. You're ready to go and you're ready to fuck it up in 2020. But that is it for me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you.